Welcome one, welcome all. This is, I don't really know if this is the Honest Hour MOT today, but you're in for a good show. Mick and I have some interesting topics to discuss. Um, Anybody can come on if they want to. What's going on, man? How are you?
Fantastic.
Great. Yeah, so we got some interesting topics to cover for those of you that are on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. First one is absolute monarchy is the best form of government. May change that to just monarchy, but I don't know. Absolute monarchies are pretty based. Democracies suck. They do. Alex Jones 2024. That's more of a troll clickbaity thing. I don't think Mick or I really think Alex Jones should be president. Andrew Tate is misleading men. Yeah, that's a fact. And then Ukraine goes to war with Americans. And then also another trolly thing to see if we can get some of these trolls in there. We're going to troll the trolls regarding Peeny Cohen. So, Gay Fox 2024. There you go. Yeah, so Mick, what's going on with Ukraine? Let's talk about that real quick.
I don't know the actual name of the organization. I don't know if you could look it up, but so apparently Ukraine is targeting Americans such as me and you who have a social media following who speak out against the Ukraine war, and they have like an army of like trolls, I guess you could say, or an army of people who are like trying to flag them and get them censored, basically.
Yeah.
What's his name? Will Henkel or what's his name? What's Jackson Henkel? He's a rising member of the alternative media, somewhat like us, who is outspoken against Ukraine. He's been basically kicked off of YouTube. There's a whole bunch of people who are, getting taken down because of this. And, so there's some reports out that the Ukraine is actually trying to target Americans who speak out against the Ukraine war and to take them down and to, quell dissent. It's pretty disgusting.
It is. It really is. Okay, so it's called the Ministry of Information.
I thought that there was another, I don't know. I just listened to that one video I was telling you earlier. I thought it was something that it almost rhymed like NATO or some shit. I'm sorry, guys. I know this is kind of something I just heard about today, but I really, we're giving Ukraine all this money and they want that money flow to keep happening, so they'll do whatever they can to.
Yeah, and I also think. Yeah, what's up with all the UFO sightings? I have no clue. I'm not a big UFO guy. Andrew Tate is Lord Fork of cis males. If you're using cis males, I lose respect for you. But anyway, there's only
cis
just
males with a CIS or SIS.
Yeah.
Did you spell that wrong?
Yeah, I think so. Peeny Cohen is the greatest indeed. Absolute monarchy is one of the worst. Yeah. Absolute monarchy. Absolute monarchy is one of the worst forms of governments. No, it's not. Absolute monarchy. I'm very specific. At one point, I wasn't a big UFO guy. Now I am after the leaks. Okay. Peeny Cohen is the top regulator. He's the greatest regulator ever.
1,500 years of truth or whatever.
Yeah, of being the top UN regulator for like 1,500 years. Everyone should pay attention to UFOs. I've seen the UFO stuff in the Bible, or what people will say about it in the paintings and shit like that. They lied and put all people in prison for UFOs. I guess I don't know. I don't really care about UFOs. But so I think getting back to Ukraine really quick is that I think that this is the last ditch attempt for Zelensky I don't know. I got to maybe watch my language there because people that I watch now are being careful of actually saying his name. But Homeboy, who runs Ukraine, allegedly. This may be his last attempt at survival.
Yeah, I got a feeling he's going to end up with the same fate as like Saddam Hussein.
Could
once
be.
the Russians capture him, I think that they're going to, if the Russians do capture it, I think they're going to make a spectacle of him.
Who cares about Ukraine? I get that sentiment. I really do. But, we are spending a bunch of money over there, and it's not really affecting my day-to-day life. It's just something to report on. And I think it's good to know the big picture as to what's going on in the world.
They're pushing the censorship narrative. I mean, it's
right.
It's a pretty big deal. Like if another country is able to censor Americans, like that's pretty crazy.
I don't think that they're going to be able to. I think they're just going to send trolls. They're going to have paid trolls. And then somebody asked in here, opinions on Jones' trial. I think it's mostly theater, to be honest with you, to make people fearful. It's a tactic to scare the truth community out into not saying things because they think they're going to be fine.
There's definitely an information war going on, though. I mean, it's definitely a war on us. Like, it's coming from all directions.
So they're only getting 30%. So where's the 70% going? I have no clue. So isn't absolute dictatorship no, it isn't. They're actually different. Most dictatorships are taken over by force and coups. And
give us some
they're not
the screen.
Yeah, so they're not for the people dictatorships. Monarchies are, they tend to they kind of have to be. Because a monarchy, it's your estate. So you want to have your people do well in the estate. That way your property value goes up. Your people get paid more money. You get paid more money, essentially. Dictatorships, they rule by force, propaganda, deception. Now, that can happen in monarchies as well, but typically that's not the way they run. And now we have some other questions in here. So what did Andrew Tate do? Well, he's just pushing, false shit. Yeah, I guess some of the stuff that he says regarding the men and women roles are true, but this pursuit after material items is futile, and then being promiscuous helps destroy the society. He talks about Christian and Islam all the time, but then he goes around and runs casinos and sells girls, essentially. Sells girls goods online. So that's no bueno. The market will make most of these items not into non. What were you gonna say?
He's not promoting good values, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Facts on the Peeny Cohen topic. I know.
He's making men think that the wrong things are the good things.
Yeah. I mean, he has some okay things to say, but that's with anybody. You can get truth out of anybody you listen to, but he's not. I haven't actually really, usually when the machine is pushing somebody at me, I find a couple insightful things, but I haven't really heard anything insightful out of Andrew Tate.
How'd your podcast go today, by the way, man? I totally fucking...
It's all good. It went well.
Busy that day.
It went well. Yeah, they're cool people. So aren't corporations the monarch already? No, they're not. They would be the oligarchs. Oligarchy, autocracies, monarchies, dictatorships are all different forms of government, guys. Good thing we are a republic.
That podcast you did earlier, is that on YouTube or something? Like, is there somewhere I can go to watch that?
Yeah, friendly.
It's on TikTok.
No, it wasn't even on TikTok. I believe it's called Friendly Discussions, Friendly something. Give me a second. Friendly Differences. So
I'll have to subscribe to him on YouTube.
He is, yeah, for sure. He is mixing good and bad and selling it as good, 100%. Good thing we are a republic, I guess, but republics have a huge pitfall. Don't even know who Andrew Tate is. It's probably for the best. This is such a mix of things I agree with and things I really disagree with. Well, let's hear what you got to disagree with. Let's hear what you agree with. I mean, anybody that wants to come on and talk about this, feel free. Yeah, I mean, we can talk about how democracies suck. We can talk about how Peeny Cohen is the greatest regulator of all times. We can talk about monarchies.
I think that some people could could argue that Alex Jones would actually probably be better than Biden. He's probably more sane.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that. Alex Jones would make for a better president than Joe Biden. Tate is cringe, always has been. I can get that vibe, but I also get why people like him too. But I think he's doing more harm than good. And I think that he is not outside of the Matrix. He is not Morpheus. He is an Agent Smith. So, yeah, I mean, I guess there was some other news that came out today regarding North Korea and Russia. If you think we're a democracy, you know nothing of government. This is a constitutional republic. Nobody said this was a democracy. Never once did I say that. So, yeah, perhaps to a point he is, but not completely. Nah, he's an Agent Smith, 100%. He's attractive in some ways. Rogan is trendy for now. It'll pass. Rogan sucks. Joe Rogan, who listens to Joe Rogan anymore? Our balance of power was designed to keep away from a monarchy. Okay, but what's your argument against monarchies, though? Like, nobody in here.
Me personally, I don't know. I've always thought that direct democracy may be a better choice than what we have. Monarchies just seem like they've failed in the past. I thought that this was like a more evolved form of government that we have now compared to monarchy.
No, 100% false. Every Republican democracy lasts way shorter than monarchies. Monarchies are one of the oldest forms of governments. They can last thousands of years. You've never seen a democracy or a republic do that. Direct democracy would be the most stupid thing anybody can do, because then I have to be careful now. I'm going to go on a tangent, but then you have all the low brain people being able to vote. You have all the immoral people ready to vote. You have everybody that's able to vote. That's insane.
We have dead people voting now, so I mean, how much more brain dead?
Allegedly. And yeah, that's a problem with democracy. That's a problem with democracy. Democracies suck. Direct democracy would be the worst. I would not, if America became a direct democracy, I would probably leave the country. I'm not even kidding. That would be horrible. That would be hell on earth.
Well, it would all have to be controlled through the internet because we have such a large population. It would be damn near impossible. So, I mean, there's a lot of room for corruption there.
Yeah. There's buzz about China pushing Russia to stand down. I doubt it. This is what homeboy that runs allegedly Ukraine said he was trying to do by talking to China, by saying, China, can you please get Russia to stop? And this was after Taiwan, or Nancy Pelosi visited Taiwan. So no, that's nonsense. That's not, no.
Yeah, why the hell? Why would China do that? That's crazy.
They stand with them. Our system of government is correct. Term limits, voting donation caps, lobbies are controlled. I don't agree. I don't agree with that. I think that there should be no term limit for the president. I think that voting should be very, very selective, if at all. And then lobbies. Okay.
Pat the Brazilians, did you see where many people from California moving to Mexico? I heard about that.
Yes.
And I heard that the people in Mexico are getting pissed because there's like more English-speaking people in some places than Mexican, and it's like super hilarious and ironic that that's the case because it's normally the other way around.
Yeah, I mean, we did a whole stream on this not too long ago when it first came out, and I don't think that they'll last there very long. I think that they'll be pushed out. Is this list a joke? 100%. The only thing that's a joke, there's two things that are jokes in here. Alex Jones 2024 and Peony Cohen is the greatest regulator of all time. No one wants, yeah, because the Americas are changing their culture. Yeah, exactly. Where would you go if I had to move? I don't know. Probably some Eastern European country. Maybe I moved to Russia.
Ukraine.
Yeah.
I moved to Ukraine.
Okay, good. Yeah, I might. Who knows? I might just mess around and move to Russia.
Oh, I'd probably just move to an island somewhere if I really had to.
No, I
It'd
wouldn't.
be harder for them to get to me or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like the smaller island nations they have like less. I don't know. They're just like there's like less people there, less people to control you. They seem like real laid back. I mean, I went to the Bahamas once, and it was like it seemed real laid back. I don't know. Maybe it was just where I was. There's a lot of poor people there. It seemed like too. So I don't know.
Yeah. How does the monarch?
Yeah, I don't know.
How does the monarch get chosen? By the people.
I thought it was by God.
Well, yeah, but it's by the people. I mean, the people need to accept that. The guy just can't go out there and saying, "God has chosen me. I am your leader." There has to be a public consensus.
Like maybe the original one, but then after the original one gets chosen, then it's like
that's what I'm saying. Yes.
Eternity.
Yeah, 100%. But it has to start with the people.
Yeah, I haven't done a whole lot of research on the beginnings of monarchies in the past and stuff. So,
yeah,
you are definitely more knowledgeable about this than me. I mean, could you give us an example of an ancient civilization that
you don't need an ancient civilization
by the people?
All over Europe, man. All over Europe. It's it's like 1700 you can find this stuff. 1800 you can find this stuff. The Enlightenment ruined monarchies. It was an attack on God, not so much the people. Host, come on. America's basic design works. It does not work. Look at it right now. It's not even lasted 300 years. It does not work. It is failing. It's working as of right now. Don't get me wrong. I don't want any of that. Why push towards tyranny? Very strange indeed. It's not tyranny. How is a monarchy tyranny? I would argue that democracies and republics lead to tyrannies quicker than monarchies do. Because in the monarchy, the king has a large stake in its people because if his people do poorly, he does poorly. If his people do well, he does well. And many of his generations will feel the effects of his decisions. So the weight of his choices are much more important than those of a freaking 4-year president, because the president can go get rich doing things for lobbyists and then get out in 8 years and never have to step into the limelight again. Yeah, how is an absolute monarchy restrained and accountable?
America hasn't failed yet, though. So
it has. It has failed.
Best form. Well, we're on the way down the road. I mean, there's still a lot of good things about this country. Like, I think it's kind of hard to say that. I mean, democracies don't work as well as monarchies, and they don't last as long when America still hasn't completely crumbled. I mean, we could last for another 500 years.
We could, but the pattern is showing us that we have failed. There's almost a point of no return. So right here it says, how is an absolute monarchy restrained and accountable? I've just stated it. They have to be accountable to their people. It's through their bloodline and through the people in which they rule. Because if they screw over the people they rule, they actually get hurt by that. There's more accountability when it comes to monarchies than there are democracies or republics. So destroy generational wealth that we hand to our children. That's not what I'm saying at all. I don't think you understand monarchies at all. An absolute monarchy has dictatorial. It doesn't actually. So dictators and monarchies are different. Because dictators can be run by a group of people. They can be run by one single person. Monarchies are only run by one person, but they can have a constitutional monarchy.
The comments are blowing up, guys. Give us some likes. Tap the screen, yo.
Hey, what's going on?
Oh, we got some Mighty Thor.
Oh, hi.
Howdy.
Howdy. First of all, they said Democrats suck, but I was going to say that both parties suck, then.
We agree.
Which they both do. But I was going to say now that when it says Ukraine goes to war with Americans, I don't understand why we have to involve. Why are we in every single war? Why are we in it? We don't need to be involved.
It makes Raytheon money. What are you talking about? Buy some stock, bro.
What?
He's being sarcastic.
It makes Raytheon. I mean, not really. Because it makes Raytheon money. It makes the war companies money, dude. Buy some stock, man. That's why we're involved in all these wars.
That's what we need.
I mean, I'm just joking around. I don't support the shit. I'm just saying that that's what it is, you know, like.
I mean, have you ever heard of Sky News?
Sky News, that's Australia. The ones they don't let you leave comments on their YouTube page.
Huh?
Sky News, Australia News,
No,
you can't leave
England.
comments on their YouTube page? Oh, okay. I didn't know that they were in, like, multiple
No,
places.
it's England.
Okay. Do they let you leave comments on their YouTube
I
page?
go on their page. No, it's on Facebook.
Okay.
I go on their page sometimes. It says about America, sometimes about the war, Ukraine.
Yeah.
I see, look at the comments. It's America's fault and all that. Why is America all that? It's America's fault. NATO, and then when Pelosi went to Taiwan stuff, it's pretty much our fault. It's our fault that
That's
China
what Sky News is
what's
pushing.
happening with China and Taiwan. That war now, yeah. Like pretty much every war.
Have you checked out our YouTube? Have you checked out our Facebook page? We got one too, man. MOT Media, bro. Check it out. Give us a like, follow.
Oh, your YouTube page even is.
No, Facebook. We got a Facebook page.
Hard to go.
So yeah, man. I mean, what
MOT Media, bro.
So yeah, America is getting into wars that we shouldn't be getting into. We all agree on that. That's for sure. Wars overall are probably satanic, in my opinion. Most of them.
Yeah, I mean, you basically just told us what Sky News thinks. Is that what you think? Like, what are you saying at? What are you getting at here?
Yes, I'm saying that we do not need to go policing the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, we agree.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, we got our own problems here, don't we?
Hold on. I'm not saying that Ukraine is not going to war with Americans. I'm not saying that, Zachary. Ukraine is going to war with Russia, but we do not to be interfering with that war. Now, I mean, like giving weapons to them, yes, but we don't need American boots over there.
Yeah, well, that's not what we're talking about. So basically, what we're talking about is Ukraine has an army of online. Yes, Ukraine has an army. What our topic up there is Ukraine has an army of online bots, I guess, or people people that will go to people's social media accounts, such as us, who are critical against the Ukraine war, and they will try to get us banned and censored. Like they're actively trying to censor people who speak out against the Ukraine war. And that's what we're getting at. They're targeting Americans who are speaking out against this.
One thing I can't stand is saying Russia, go Russia, yes, Russia, Putin. And then I comment saying, I would love to see you live in Russia and see how if you speak out against the government, you get shot. If you're gay,
Well, that's not true. Yeah, so I agree with the latter part.
Sorry.
I agree with the latter part, and that's not bad.
No, I didn't like it. You get not shot. Sorry, you don't not if you get arrested if you speak up with the government, not shot. Sorry, if you're gay, pretty much. Well, it's not good for you.
Good. They're more based.
It's horrible over there.
They're more. No, it's not. It's much better than it is in America, probably.
I don't think either of us are like rooting for Russia, though. I mean, are you rooting for them? I mean,
Oh yeah.
I don't think.
So let me be the contrarian here. Russia is way more based than the United States. 100%. Russia is Russia gets it. Russia gets it.
I don't know, man. I still like America way more.
I do too. I'm not moving to Russia.
I'm definitely rooting for my country over Russia. I would say that their society maybe.
I'd rather live in a country.
Their society may be a little bit better. I don't know about their government, although that's very debatable as well. Maybe their society is. I don't know. I don't have to do more research.
I'd rather live in a country that has mass shootings every night than a country that is ruled by a dictator.
Well, I don't know that Putin's a dictator. He's their president. He was elected, and now he's their president for life. So, I mean, you could argue that they're now establishing an autocracy, which could, become very dictatorial. Yeah, for sure.
And I'd like to say something about the mass bang bangs, because I think that is BS. If 3 people get banged, then they're like saying that it's a mass bang bang. That's BS.
Yeah, well, let's not talk about that topic. Yeah, we get it.
I'm just saying, he just said, I'd rather live in a country who has it every day. It's like, that's not really, the media is like over exaggerating the shit.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, yes, we have
but
problems.
Hey, man, we got somebody else that wants to hop in here. Thank you very much for coming on. It's been a pleasure.
I think I did a pretty good job covering up the way I said that.
Yeah, it wasn't bad, but I don't want to dive into those topics too deeply.
Yeah, me neither.
Hey, what's going on?
Not much. Like with Ukraine or Russia, I think that's all kind of funded by special interest, personally.
Yeah.
Heavily funded.
And heavily funded. Not that, but it's real interesting. I was listening to the timing. I was listening to some other individuals that have great deal of time and interest into the subject. They said that timing for, was it Finland and Norway to request to be part of NATO is probably poor timing right now. So you have neighbors to their north that want to surround them on the north in a way, in a sense. So for Russia, they're getting squeezed. And I'm not pro-Russia, but at the same time, you think about it, you have Russia doing their own thing and China doing their own thing and a handful of other little countries. And then you have the giant outreach hand of NATO that's heavily funded by the U.S., as Trump stated. So not big for Trump. Yeah. He stated it, a lot of them are full.
So let me ask you a question. Our topic, do you understand what our topic's about? Like, you've been listening for quite some time?
A little bit, about 10, 15 minutes.
So basically what it is Ukraine is actively targeting Americans who speak out against the war and trying to take down their social media accounts. They have an army of people going and flagging their pages and stuff. We've probably been affected by it personally. And there's other people, the prominent members in alternative media, such as Jackson Hinkle. He's an up and rising guy, and many others. And they basically admitted that they're trying to do this. And what was it? Amnesty International just called them out recently for putting their soldiers next to their citizens. And Amnesty International is like, you can't be doing that because then your people are going to get killed. That's some Hamas shit. They call Amnesty International called them out, and Mr. Z, the leader of the UKR, said that that's unacceptable or that cannot be tolerated, is what he said. Amnesty International calling them out for basically war crimes cannot be who the hell are you to say Amnesty International that cannot be tolerated? What the hell are you gonna do about it? Shut Amnesty International down? Well, they're gonna censor them. They're trying to censor us, them, everything.
Well, just a bunch of sketchy stuff. How Mr. Z and his wife are on the cover of Vogue or something just recently.
Yeah.
You have a bunch of celebrities flying over during their quote-unquote war.
And I guess an actress is just met with
stuff that's real sketchy. And when you talk to a lot of people, it's Ukraine. It's there is many layers to that onion that we could dive down. But most people, they just see surface level news stuff, and they're like, oh yeah, just keep helping Ukraine. It's so we're in a recession. From the looks of it, going into depression, it's and we just want to keep funneling away what little money Americans have to go fight a country that from all aspects looked like it's used as literally a mafia pawn in many different layers. It's like, yeah, it doesn't sit well with me.
Right, and I guess
Russia's the new Orange Man.
actress Jessica Chastain, I'm not sure how you pronounce her name, I guess just met with homeboy that allegedly runs Ukraine, Mr. Z. So yeah, I mean, he was an actor too. He also did some cross-dressing. Pathetic.
Yeah, Russia's the new Orange Man. You got people driving around with Ukraine flags on their car that don't even know where the hell Ukraine is. The next thing they're going to have is a Taiwan flag. Like, it does, people just go with the flag. You know what I'm saying?
Not only that, but there's two videos. I forgot exactly. I can't name off the top of my head, but they went in real deep. It was with the Orange Revolution. It was with Euromaidan. It was a whole explanation of everything. And the president before Mr. Z that Mr. Z got placed into, and they explained the whole thing and even some of the past history of Ukraine. Ukraine has always been a hotbed, always since day one. They have been fighting always. They've been switching sides back and forth. It's nothing new. It just came to spotlight because America is pushing a little bit too hard with its interests over there, and other people brought it to light, and Russia finally had enough of it and decided to do something about it.
Right.
So the proof across the board is too great to deny that there's a lot of shady dealings over there that Russia finally decided to do something about, among other goals that they might have. It's never just one thing; it's multiple things. But
yeah, whenever a country drops like over $50 billion on something, it's bound to shed light on it.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, billions of dollars have been dropped before without there being light shed on it. I think that light is only shed on it when it's wanted to, when it's used as a distraction. Not always, but sometimes. And in this case, it definitely is a distraction.
But what the hell is it the distraction from?
Very easy.
The cough and sniffle? Or?
No, it's very easy. I mean, look at the economy's not doing the greatest. A lot of people were looking for another bad guy to point the finger at. And so it's a distraction on many fronts.
Yeah, it does make sense. They could use everything. It seems like maybe they are using everything possible as a distraction to the economy. Dude, my brother picked up tortilla chips from Giant Eagle today, and they were $7 a bag.
Jeez.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I thought that was crazy. I don't know.
Yeah, man.
Everyone's gonna be up and under over tortilla chips. I don't know. They're not really good for you, but
yeah, and
someone else brought up before. I don't know if it's military, but police in the world and bringing peace. Again, you go down that information path too, and there's a lot of, more than one time that America's went in and destabilized said country for one reason or another. So, yeah, peace I don't think is the correct word.
No.
Well, I think it's part of the reason why we have the immigration issue in this country, because we've done that to every single country south of us, damn near.
Well, I heard it explained too is, aside from westernized countries, all the poorer countries, we tried to bring the poorer countries up to our, the standard of westernized countries, and especially America, and it didn't work. So now they're trying to reverse it and bring America down to the standard of a lot of other poor countries, which, to a point, with the mass migration and the other path of stuff, the things that are going on right now, you could see where that could be a valid point as well.
Yeah, so I want to add, because somebody's in the comment section. Somebody in the comment section saying huge oil and natural gas reserves were found in Ukraine. Russia wants control. It's that simple. You're wrong. It's actually the United States and the Western powers that want control of that, not Russia. And now Ukraine has always just been a state that goes to wherever direction the wind blows. But yeah, the United States and the Western powers want that. and they want to break up Russia.
Yeah. I don't think that that's like I don't think that that's the main reason why Russia's trying to take Ukraine. They have plenty of oil, and
from all the other
same with the U.S. has plenty of oil too. Why would they?
Yeah.
That seems stupid.
I don't buy that oil and natural gas. There's, I know it gets into some questionable territory, but other medical discoveries and other kind of dark stuff that was happening in Ukraine, because it's not part of NATO, so it doesn't fall under a lot of restrictions for certain just types of research and development of things.
Yeah,
For sure.
things that make you talk maybe and sniffle.
Well, hey, we got somebody else that wants to hop in here, so we're only doing one person at a time, and the stream isn't going to go forever. So,
That's fine.
yeah, man, really appreciate you coming on.
Talk, guys.
Yeah, 100%, man. You had some good stuff to say. We appreciate it. Hey, how's it going?
Oh, good. How are you?
Good.
Hey,
Where are you from?
welcome.
We're from the United States.
So I take it that you never lived under an absolute monarchy?
No.
So I have,
All right.
right? So
Where?
Nepal.
Okay.
From
Oh,
2000.
I work with a whole bunch of Nepalese people. They came and they
There
moved
you
here,
go.
so that probably says something.
Exactly. So why? Because we didn't like absolute monarchy. Because absolute monarchy is shit.
Yeah, so everybody can say that about any.
I couldn't even. Absolute monarchy is not the best form of government. I'm sorry to say that.
Yeah, so what I would say to that is it's a weak argument to call government shit because every government can be shitty.
Yeah, but you're saying the same thing about
absolute
democracy.
monarchy. Yeah. So what makes absolute monarchy the best form then?
Yeah, I'll tell you why I think it is. I think it's the best form of government because ideally, now pay attention to my words so that way we're not getting triggered here. Ideally, the king is, first off, you're going to have a more efficient government. You're going to have a more efficient society because you don't have the bureaucracy slowing you down to pass any laws, which is a good thing. But those laws also require you to be conscientious of your citizens, right? Because if your citizens...
That would depend on a whim of a person.
I know. So once again, pay attention to my words. Ideally.
So we are living in an ideal world. Is that what it is?
No, I'm not. So you're just getting triggered.
Okay.
That's okay. So
No,
here we go.
you are
No.
stupid. Bye.
Hold on a second. I want to hear what he has
No,
to say.
I don't want to hear what he has to say.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear what he has to say. I get it. The absolute. I can make the argument for absolute monarchies being shit. It's very simple. Absolute monarchies can be shit because over time they can get corrupted, and if they get corrupted, the absolute monarch can implement any rule of law he wants into place, and then that will be bad, right? Obviously, but it takes harder and longer. It's hard. It's more difficult, and it's not as often as that they become corrupted. So yes, he lives in an absolute monarchy.
If we had a monarchy where Jesus was the monarch or some shit, or somebody who was like, but it's just like, I don't know. I think the reason why we have the democracy is because there's like the checks and balances. There's like multiple people who have to be corrupted,
which is insane.
For it to fail.
No, I think it just makes things even worse. Anyway, what's going on? How are you?
Hi.
Howdy.
So I agree with you, but I just want to know, why do you think Andrew Tate is misleading men?
Yeah, so it's very simple. He's extremely materialistic. He's corrupting Islam and Islam and Christianity. He claims. So I have four main reasons why. First reason, I've already stated it: materialism, vanity. Second reason, promiscuity. Clarification, just to clarify that a little bit. I don't think it's promiscuous to have multiple wives, but I do think it's promiscuous to have a partner and then going to sleep around with other people. That's disgusting. It just brings down society. It doesn't help society. It doesn't help families. Thirdly, he believes that God is an idea, and God is more than an idea. God is real. So if you believe God is an idea, God is whatever you want it to be. And then that leads me into the fourth point about him piggybacking off of Islamic and Christian values to try and get a grounding in his belief system, but he's just picking and choosing what he wants because he basically stated if anybody follows the Bible or the Quran to a T, they become extremist and society goes backwards, which I tend to disagree with. And then I would even add in there that he has openly admitted that he wants his war room to replace the Illuminati. So there's 5 reasons why.
I don't I haven't listened to the dude as much as Louise may have, but I just think that the dude isn't promoting the type of values that men need to be embracing. And if he's going to be a leader for men, then he should be embracing more traditional values, so that's what.
No, I mean, I agree. I agree with y'all. I just wanted to hear your points on it and see why you thought that he was misleading men. I completely agree. I don't think he's a good what's the word I'm looking for? A good leader for men.
Yeah, 100%. And I would add that he has said some good things. I respect his points on discipline, keeping your word. Those are all beautiful things that every man should do. As far as relationships go, I really agree with him as far as the traditional values, the traditional gender roles. That's obviously the way things should work. That's how you optimize a household. But if you are going to be the type of man that has more than one wife, be committed to your 1 or 2 or 3 wives, whatever they are, and don't deviate from them.
Hopefully they all know that each other exists.
Well, exactly, that too.
Yeah, because that's my thing. Is I don't know, if somebody wants to be in a poly relationship, so be it. That's none of my business. But I don't like it whenever you are in a poly relationship, but the other people who are in that relationship don't know.
Right.
Because that's what he's.
I got a question for you. What about you? Would you? Is that something that you would be interested in? I just want to hear a woman's opinion.
A poly?
Yeah.
Relationship? Oh, absolutely not.
Okay, I just I wanted to know. A woman's opinion.
I'm a very.
And do you think that that's what most women? Is that a popular view among women? Do you think, or?
I don't think I can speak for every woman, but I can speak for the women that I do personally know, and I know that they don't agree with that either. They would never put themselves into that type of relationship.
I would say this, that most women, I will go out on a limb and say, if the man wants to do that, and you can say manipulative enough, resourceful enough, alpha enough, however you want to frame it. There's many ways a guy could do it, but I would say most women, depending on the man that they're with, would allow their man to be promiscuous, because women are naturally, and this is not to be taken offensively, but women are naturally submissive in the relationship. I mean, who wears the hoodies? Who takes the other one's clothes? Who also just defaults into the body manner, the characteristics, the musics, the song, the movies, all these things. Typically, from my experience and many other of the people, many in just real life, what I've seen, it's always the women that ends up copying the man, not the other way around. So I think that most women can be led into those relationships, and I think it's wrong. I think it's a failure on men to do that, unless you're going to be like, yo, I want another, we're going to have another wife and she's okay with that. That's different.
I'm a very jealous woman.
Yeah.
My husband, if he ever brought that up to me, I would be like, you're absolutely crazy, and we should probably think about getting a divorce. If that's your ideas, we should probably think about divorce.
Yeah, I get that. No, I
Yeah.
totally get that. Yeah.
That's my personal opinion.
Yeah.
I don't like sharing. I'm a very monogamous person.
Yep.
You know, that's just not my thing. And thank God that my husband is the same way. Like, we both have the same ideas. Like, we're both monogamous. So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
like
good.
sharing either. And I think it's disgusting when men do that. You know, it's ridiculous.
especially, I don't think it's disgusting if all parties are open. I think what makes it disgusting is if a man is like pushing his like a woman into that situation, like kind of backing her in the corner of like, hey, like if you love me, you'll let me have a threesome, or if you love me, we can add another person. Like if you love me, you can do this for me, and like just backing her into a corner. And like some women are like so infatuated with their significant other that they're like, okay, if I don't do this, he's gonna leave or he's gonna go find it somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely true. That can definitely take place.
I mean, I'm not saying every case is like that, but I mean, sometimes I mean, I'm not saying it would never happen because it probably does.
And then somebody in the comment.
Thoughts on the other topics?
Just well, really quick. She ain't getting high value man anyways. I don't think that you know what a high value man is.
And I don't think you know my husband either.
Well, yeah, I mean that's also very.
You probably don't know what a high value woman is either. So
yeah.
I love reading the comments because like they just know you immediately, and it's just like okay, thanks.
Yeah, do you have thoughts on the other comments? And make sure you guys tap the screen, guys. Let's get these likes up.
So I really don't talk about politics too much, and I don't really like to get into politics very much. It's just my personal opinion. I do like the country that I'm in. I'm in the United States as well. I really do enjoy my country, and I love my country, and I love its build. I think every government, every country has their own issues and their own, things that are going on. So I don't think that's something to really like hate the country for. But just me personally, like I love my country. I've never been anywhere else, so I can't say that I would rather be somewhere else.
America, tap the screen. Tap the screen for America.
Yeah.
I do love America. It's I mean, I served for the United States, so it's something that, I'm a patriot, okay?
Right on.
Sorry.
No, you don't need to apologize.
I'm a diehard American. I'm a patriot for my country. I served for the country, so
Right on.
something that I find joy in.
Yeah, America is.
Who is Alex Jones though? I don't know who that is.
What the hell?
Yeah.
I thought you were a patriot.
I am.
Yeah,
Alex Jones.
It's all good. Alex Jones is a sweaty meatball guy who started a company called InfoWars, and he was basically the entrance phase for truthers as far as conspiracy theories go, for a long time. So,
okay, I used to be into conspiracy theories a lot. So
yeah, and all the way. By the way, Alex Jones 2024 is not something we're being serious about. That's a joke.
So it's satire.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so the reason why I just stopped getting into conspiracy theories too much is they started getting too real, and I was like, oh shit, like this started to get scary. Like it started getting scary. I was like, wait a minute. This is all starting to happen. What's going on here? Like maybe I should back away for a second. No, but I used to be very heavy into conspiracies. I loved it. It was great tossing around stuff and like thinking of like outside, because like people, like a lot of conspiracy theorists believe that the government lies to you, and I feel like the government doesn't tell us everything. Of course, I mean Area 51 is a great example of they don't tell us everything. Like, we know it's there, but we don't know what's in it. Like, we really don't actually know.
Right.
So, I mean, there are things that they're hiding. So, I mean, I don't think all conspiracy theorists are crazy, because I used to be one. So.
Well, make sure you give us a follow. We have multiple channels: MOT News, MOT Today 1. I'm MOT Today 1. He's MOT News. We're on Facebook. We're on everything. MOT Media is what we are. Minds of Tomorrow. That's what MOT stands for. We want to. Okay. We're the minds of tomorrow, and you can be too. So.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, that's the only thing I came in here for was Andrew Tate is misleading men. I agree with you. I mean, I don't hate masculinity, and I know a lot of people think that whenever I say I don't hate Andrew Tate, but I don't like his ideology and like what he's like, some of the things that he's pushing, I don't like it. But people say that I hate masculinity because of it.
Yeah.
It's not true. I love a masculine man. My husband's very masculine, yet he's masculine, but he doesn't discredit me and doesn't just push my feelings all the way to the side and acts like I don't exist. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, he treats me like a person, but he's still really masculine. So like, I don't hate masculinity. I don't, but I just don't agree with the way that he talks about women and the way that he thinks women are viewed as property and stuff like that.
Well, I agree with him there. I think that women are property of the man. There, like I said, I think that he's right on a lot of things, but he's wrong on a lot of things, and he's not somebody that should be followed. He speaks that's how people get away with speaking half truths, and become very popular. That's Alex Jones as well. Alex Jones is very similar to Andrew Tate, not in the gender role scenario, but when it comes to news and conspiracies. But yeah, I mean, who takes whose last name? The woman always. And now occasionally you'll get some dude who's like, I'll take your last name, honey, but those relationships don't last very long.
Yes.
And then who gives away who at the wedding?
I still don't think
Who gives away who at the wedding?
property, though.
Who gives away who is the wedding?
Well, traditionally during
I don't
ancient
think that a
times,
woman is property, though. Like, let's
Legally.
listen to those words. Like,
Yeah.
property. Like, come on. Like, my husband doesn't own me. I can do whatever the hell I want.
I would say that your husband does.
He would say that he doesn't.
Yeah, well, I mean, think about it. Your husband's responsible for your protection.
I mean, I agree with that. Definitely, yeah. He's responsible for
Yeah.
protecting me. I mean, he says that he's going to protect me all the time, even though I tell him.
So,
I carry. I
Good.
don't know if that matters, but I carry.
Good,
So
good.
I tell him I can protect myself, but
but you do admit that he has responsibility over you, being your husband, right?
yeah, I mean, he has. I mean,
Okay.
I wouldn't say responsibility. I would say more like he wants to protect me.
But
like,
it is
it's
his
a want,
responsibility
not
as your
like an
husband.
obligation.
It is his obligation as your husband. It literally is.
Yeah, but I don't like looking at it like an obligation to protect me. Like he wants to protect me.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, and that's an awesome thing.
Yeah.
But it is his responsibility and duty as your husband and your man. And so if you have that duty and responsibility, there is a degree of authority.
I mean, I don't discredit the man being the head of the household, having authority and stuff like that. But what I do not agree with is saying that women are property, openly just saying women are property. I think that should definitely be changed. It shouldn't be people are yeah, no, women are property. Because the main issue that I have with Andrew Tate is his ideology affecting younger generations.
Yeah.
And the kids who can't, the 15-year-olds that don't really think into oh, what he's meaning by this is this. They're taking him very literally.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really agree with that. Me and Louise differ a little bit on this, by the way. His name's Louise, my name is Mick, by the way. And so we, I'm a little bit more traditional, I guess, where he's a little bit more radical when it comes to maybe his thoughts on this situation. But, I don't know. It's just a way with words, I guess. Maybe it's a way with words, Louise. The property thing, I don't know. It's not coming across good there.
It's all good.
It doesn't.
It's all good.
Like I said, I don't mind the authority of the husband. That's not the problem. Authority.
Well, because whenever you're saying property, it seems like you can you can trade them.
Yeah, that's literally what happens in a marriage, bro. The father's like, I give you my daughter. I give you my daughter. And then the wife, the bride to be is I'm going to take your last name. I now am you.
And it's more traditional. This is more of a traditional view. And that's what, I was saying, traditionally that's how it was.
For example, I will not.
I don't think it should be taken so literal nowadays. I think only people are doing the giving away of the bride is more because of traditional value and stuff like that. That's what.
Oh, you're talking when you get married?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the wedding or whatever. Okay.
Yeah, that's what happens at weddings. Now, if I went up to my dad right now and I put my husband in the same room and I was like, hey, was I his property before I was yours? They're going to be like, absolutely not. Like, you're nobody's property.
My children are
Like,
my property.
Whenever they're in your house.
You got a good point there.
My
You
three
have a really
daughters,
good point
my
there.
3 daughters are
You
my
have a really
property.
good point there.
But see, that's the thing. Whenever they're in your household, they live. Because you know how whenever you were growing up, your mom or dad was like, "Oh, you live in my house, you abide by my rules." Like,
Yeah.
And your
so I
dad
told
gave
that-
you away. Your dad gave you away. It's
Yeah,
okay.
if
This is
If
life.
I put my
It's
husband
real
and my
life.
dad in the same room and I said, "Hey, am I property?" They're both
Well, of
gonna
course
look at
they
me
would.
like
They don't want to piss you off.
Paige, you're my
No,
He
property.
doesn't know you. He doesn't give a shit.
I just told.
No, see, they would definitely, because I talked to my husband about this, because this has been something that's been like swarming around for a few weeks. I've been talking to him. I was like, "Do you see me as property?" He was like, "No, I see you as my wife. You're a human. Like, I don't look at you like property. Like, I'm gonna trade you out and sell you."
You're not land, but you are.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
That's
trade.
what it sounds
I'm
like.
not. Yeah, that's what it
Saying
sounds
women
like, but it's not the
property.
case. Like, I'm not gonna trade my
This is
wife
a
in
very
for
touchy
somebody else.
subject, too. I don't know if
It is.
Like-
It's okay. No. Don't. I'm not.
No,
I'm
it's
not-
all good. It's all good.
I'm just worried about TikTok.
Dude, it's all good. I'm not
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
trade my wife in, but she is my property. I have
Yeah.
ownership
Was that-
over my wife.
Was that a question?
No, I was just saying that, you have like it's just what it is. It's just the way of life. And it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing.
I just feel like there are better terms to use rather than property. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
I own my wife's body.
say that.
I own my wife's body. Her body belongs to me.
But what about if the roles were
Yeah.
reversed? Does she own your body?
Of course
Yeah.
not. I'm the man.
Right?
You say, of course not.
Yeah, of course not. My body is mine.
That has
But-
to be satire. I'm sorry.
But I will say this, that I am monogamous. So like, of course I'm giving my body to my wife's, but my body is mine.
And then her body is hers.
Not really. Not anymore.
No, it is. Because if your body is yours, then her body is hers.
Yeah, men and women are different.
So if her body is your body, are you feeling the same things that she feels whenever she goes through sicknesses and stuff?
I mean, I could empathetically.
But no.
And
you
it's
feel
more of a
like,
spiritual
for
thing,
example,
obviously.
her period
Well,
cramps?
well, it's obviously more of a spiritual concept than a physical one. But yes, so all jokes aside, yeah, I mean, we are one. We would have to be one in a marriage, right?
Yeah.
So that's what it is.
Yeah, because like my thing is like what I don't like is the double standard. Like there was a video that I actually was talking about yesterday with another group of people, and it was a video of them talking, and if his girlfriend came into the relationship and was like, "I'm starting an OnlyFans," he demanded that he gets 80% of her profit, and basically is talking about her being his property, pretty much.
Wait, his
Yeah.
wife told him.
No, his girlfriend.
Oh, his
He
girlfriend.
gets in,
Leave her
he gets
ass.
into a relationship and
That's
when his
disgusting.
girlfriend
No.
has an OF. He gets
You go ahead and do your
80%.
thing. That's disgusting. No.
Well, Mick has it right, but
Right.
if you wanted to have a reprobate mind, there is a consistency in saying, "Give me the money," because once again, your body belongs to the person that you're with. So if you're going to be showing them off, then you should be paying for it. But if you're going to be sane here and reasonable, you should not be with a woman who's going to be on OnlyFans. Mick is 100% right.
I mean, that's up for debate on its own. I mean, personally, me, I would never have an OnlyFans in a marriage or relationship or anything like that. That's just me personally. I would never be in that. I would never do that to my body. But I don't disvalue women who do OF. That is their
No.
choice. If they want to do that, then go
I-
off.
I think it
guess.
lowers their value. I'm being
It's
100%
interesting to hear
serious.
a woman's opinion about this.
I mean, it's just it's what I believe in, and I personally would never have an OF. I would never do corn or anything like that.
That's
Sorry,
good.
guys. Sorry, guys. Don't worry. She's not going to be dropping her link or whatever.
No, because it doesn't exist.
That's good. That's
I
good.
would rather, me personally, I would rather gain my wealth from my brain and gain my wealth from a very high degree. That's just me.
Yeah, I
personally.
mean, it's like, dude, when women do that, you know, it's just like, you're just giving yourself away to the whole world, you know? Pretty much, like, it's just not right.
I just don't agree with it for myself. Now, if other women want and they feel like they've been backed into a corner and that's the only thing they have, because this comment right here, if OF is what's stopping you from being homeless, I'm for my girlfriend doing it, but no.
He sounds like a weak dude.
Well, then you're a shitty boyfriend.
Yeah, exactly.
You should at least try to help her out or put her inside the house with you and try to, you know, get her back on her feet.
Yeah. I guess it's better than being on a pole, though, right? They can't touch you. I don't know.
I mean, I've had people ask me that. They're like, "What if you were homeless and like you had to be put in this situation? Like it was either this or this." And I was like, "Well, I mean, I would go be a waitress, or
Yeah, but they only gave you two options. There's plenty more.
yeah."
You
It's
know?
like those aren't the only jobs that you.
Yeah.
Those are actually the
Yeah.
only jobs that you provided. You got to be like, it's recommended to be 18 or older. So
It's
I mean,
only recommended. What the hell?
No,
They're
no.
going down.
there's some people that lie on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
So
Uh-oh.
yeah, there's
Well,
people who would,
we were talking about the Cornhub news the other day. Cornhub just got taken down by Visa. Like their ads and stuff. Like Cornhub's going down. They're all going down probably.
I read an article about the Cornhub having underage
Yeah.
victims on there.
This is why all corn should be
Yeah,
banned.
it's like the Wild Wild West over there or something apparently.
That was
Yeah.
crazy. I
I'm
read
not
that and I was
okay.
like, what?
Yeah, somebody said he's okay with the P word, like selling yourself. Totally disagree with that. Should never be allowed. I don't even think corn should be allowed. I don't even think anybody should be playing with themselves. All those things are destructive.
I think porn is so damaging to the mind. And there's studies on it. Like,
Yeah,
keep
100%.
religion completely out of it. There are studies about what corn does to, especially to not just young minds, but older people as well.
Yeah.
It actually messes with your brain and how it actually functions to form, a bond with somebody, if you know what I mean. Like,
Yep.
like it like damages your way of like being able to do adult activities.
Yeah, 100%. Well, hey,
It affects it.
it's been a real pleasure speaking with you. We got like 3 other
Yeah.
people that are in here.
Follow us.
So, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. For sure. I will follow you and then I don't know, can I follow you from here? Without I'll follow you in a
today.
second.
MOT today 1. Peace.
All right. And then we'll let in Peony Cohen guy.
This is what we've been waiting for.
Well, not this
Tap
one,
the
the next
screen,
one.
y'all, for Petey Cohen.
Well, he's not in here. Hey, what's going on? Can you hear us? Are you there?
Welcome, Watch Shay Bloom.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Howdy.
So I really just requested whenever you guys were talking about how,
Women are property. Is that what
yes,
you're
how women are property. So me and my boyfriend, I can't even, he's my husband, but we've been together 10 years. We're not legally married and we will not ever get legally married because we don't need a piece of paper from the government to tell us that we love each other, I guess. I don't know.
I can get it.
But I definitely wouldn't say that. I don't know how to say it. I guess I do agree that women should not necessarily like bow down to their men and like listen to everything that the husband has to say. But I do agree that men should be the person who takes care of the woman and who protects her. And yeah, of course, I can protect myself. I have my concealed carry license. I can take care of myself, you know, but I would prefer my husband to, you know.
Mhm.
I specifically wait to go grocery shopping for my husband to go with me just because I was attacked at a grocery store one
Mhm.
time. So that does play into it, I guess, a little bit.
Right.
But I can't agree that women are property at all. I don't know who Andrew Tate is. I do know who Alex Jones is. And I actually used to watch Alex Jones, but I don't agree with how he went about with the whole pew pew thing.
Yeah.
So you won't be voting for him in 2024?
I will not be voting for him, no.
Yeah, we won't either. That's more of just a clickbaity title. Yeah, so I get it. I totally get where you're coming from, and I'm sorry that happened to you. Everything good. Glad everything's okay as far as that goes. But yeah, I mean, in a way, they kind of are. I mean, in a way, women kind of are property to their husband, to their boyfriend, because he has authority. I mean, like if he, it is a lot. It makes logical sense that if he has responsibility over you, he has a degree of authority over you. And you have authority over your things that you own.
Hey, we're getting an echo. I don't know if it's you or do you hear that too, Bloom?
No, I don't hear an echo.
Okay.
Yeah, I hear the echo, and
I didn't change anything.
Yeah, I hear the echo,
Let's
but
keep
it's okay.
rolling.
Yeah, so that's what I would say, that if you have authority over something, there's obviously a degree of ownership.
But then you could also say that a man is a woman's property.
Yeah, I don't think
I
it
mean,
works
that
that
way.
way because I don't like – so it sounds like a double – I mean, it is a double standard, but I think double standards aren't bad necessarily. So, like, my wife, she's not really responsible for me, you know? Like,
Yeah, that is true. I'm a stay-at-home mom too, so I homeschool our 4 kids, and you know, so
Right.
yeah, that's true. He is responsible for all of us.
yeah, I know it sounds bad, especially in today's, age, but
Hey,
it's actually
on. That's what's up.
it's actually, elevating women in that way. Like it's actually the real feminist movement, in my opinion. Because the feminist movement that's being pushed today is only damaging women, because what does it promote?
Oh,
Men get to sleep with as many women as they want to with no repercussion. And then who's really damaged from that? I mean, they both are, both the men and women, but the women are even more damaged than men. We know this from numerous studies. But women lose their ability to pair bond if they have too many sexual partners. And their divorce rates increase dramatically once their body count gets over, I think it's like, it drops like a lot once it gets past like 4. Once you get into like 16 to over 20, the percentage of people that last more than 10 years in those marriages are like 16%. So it's like super, super low. So it's just, it's the feminist movement today is just very damaging to everybody. The real feminist
I
movement.
absolutely agree with that.
Yeah.
I absolutely am not. I am an old-fashioned. I believe that women should stay home and take care of the kids. I mean, I don't think that everybody has to do that, obviously, but
Right.
I do believe that it is a woman's job to take care of the children and to take care of the home. I mean, I enjoy my husband. I keep a garden. We keep chickens. We have goats.
Nice.
I make my own cheese. We have beehives, and we
That's
make
awesome.
our own honey.
You guys
So I
you're
mean,
doing the right thing.
Everything that we promote is what you're doing. Literally.
yeah.
Are you following us?
We moved from the city. We sold everything and moved out to the country and bought 5 acres and a house and
Nice.
started
How long ago was
a
this?
little homestead.
How long ago was this?
2 years. So in April, it was 2 years.
Right on.
So during the comp and snipple thing, you guys decided
Yep.
to.
That's exactly why we decided. We were in the city and we were locked down. My husband got laid off because he was in the oil field. We lived in Texas. And we were like, you know what? We're done. We are done. We're done with this. And honestly, the only reason my husband is working right now is to support the homestead so that eventually we don't have to work.
That's awesome. That's so good. I'm glad you guys are doing that. More people need to do that.
I would love for everybody to do that, but it is so much harder than
Yeah.
you would ever imagine. Like, we thought that it was just going to be like, oh, this dreamy, like, Instagram homestead.
Nope.
Fuck no. Hell no.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what I will say to that is, I mean, it's hard work, but what I would encourage everybody to do if they could is to at least start a little garden of fruits or vegetables that you enjoy eating, and then have some chickens.
Yeah.
Chickens are very low maintenance. I think if everybody can do
So
that.
low maintenance.
Yeah, everybody can do that. And that's how America used to be. Everybody used to have their own little homestead. Like, this isn't a far out there idea. This is how America was made, actually.
50 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, just 50 years ago, Americans grew 40 to 50% of their food. And now we grow 1%.
Yep. That's
1.
insane. So more Americans need to do this. And I totally agree with you. Not everybody should go out there and be a full-time homesteader or a farmer, because we still need plumbers. We still need electricians. We need policemen. We need welders. We need mechanics. We need salesmen.
Funny enough, my husband is he works as a plumber in the morning and he's a welder.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Your husband
Yeah.
sounds like a crusher. He sounds like a real crusher.
He crushes it. I mean, he is. I can't say enough good things about him. Anything he picks up, he can do. I mean, he's just amazing.
That's
He's
awesome.
I definitely want to be able to do this shit alone. That's for sure.
That's awesome. That's awesome. We're so happy to hear that.
Yeah, I don't know if you're followed to us or not, but if you are, you should follow us. I mean, everything that you're talking about is all things we promote. So yeah, make sure you guys tap the screen.
I just randomly I was like scrolling through lives and I heard that and I was like, wait a second. But yeah, I mean, I do agree to an extent. I just wish there was like a better word than property. Like, I don't want to feel like, I don't know.
I get it.
Especially as a woman, I don't want to feel like, oh, well, I own property, but when I'm done with this property, I can just sell it and move on.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's how
I get it.
That's what it feels like to me.
I get it. And yeah, I mean, it could be that. It could be that, right? I'm like literally it could be that. But hopefully if you have a good relationship, a good marriage, it doesn't become that. So that's not, but hey, we have somebody else that wants to come in here. We're only doing one guest at a time. It keeps things much better, much smoother.
Absolutely.
So thank you very much for coming on.
I'll follow you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. You ready? Peony Cohen.
Is it the dog? Is the dog? Woo woo.
What's going on, my brother?
Uh-oh.
Oh, man. He isn't
He's
ready.
trolling us.
He is.
He's the
So
ultra troll.
he is for sure. It's a shame AJ has to pay. What constitutes the amount? Imagine if CNN paid for. I don't know what AJ is. Is it Al Jazeera or something? I don't know.
Alex Jones.
Alex Jones. Okay. Yeah. Duh. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that does make a lot of sense. That is bullshit. Yeah, I mean, I agree. It's 49 million or whatever. I mean, we could be next, Louise. I mean, I can afford 49 million. I guess they wouldn't sue us for that much since, we didn't make much. Well, how much
I'm
do we
broke.
make? Give us a cash app. Hey, cash apps right there. Give us 49 million. That way, in case, they come after us, then, we have the 49 million to pay. At least
Exactly.
tap the screen. Come on, people.
Exactly. Oh, our Peeny Cohen guy is left. If he wants to hop in, he can hop in. We want Peeny Cohen.
Yeah. Peeny Cohen 2024. That's what we should have done for real.
We should have. Gosh darn it. Next stream, Peeny Cohen 2024. Or actually, we should. Mike, Dave, it's so there's these group of people that actively troll streams, and they all talk about Peeny Cohen being the top regulator. Let's find Peeny Cohen's website, and I'll tell you who Peeny Cohen is.
Not a real person. That's what he is.
It's hilarious. So give me
I
a.
mean, there might be a dude there. There might be some guy named. Maybe it's the guy
There
who
is.
invented Bitcoin. Maybe that.
Yeah, I mean, there are guys that are named Peeny Cohen on here. But did they remove the website? I can't find it now. I used to be able to find it.
It is how they removed it because we caught on to them, so they fucking switched.
Nope,
it
here
up,
it is.
bro.
Here it is.
Change the dude's name.
Here it is. Are you ready for this? So Peeny Cohen, top regulator, voted number one by the United Nations for a consecutive 2,500 years. And then it goes into saying his biography. He was born in 1950 to Mr. and Mrs. Cohen. Nobody knows their real names aside from their last names. And they came from an extremely wealthy area. They were extremely wealthy. $2.3 billion annually.
So they're from Akron, Ohio.
Yeah, from somewhere. So, yeah, I mean, he's just the top regulator. You need to bow down and respect the top regulator, Peeny Cohen. It's a troll. These are trolls. This is a fake website, obviously. Nobody can – the United Nations hasn't even been around for 2,500 years.
Yeah. They don't want to get called out. That's why they don't want to come on here, bro. They scared.
It's not even about calling him out. Wanted to have some fun. Wanted to – I was hoping he would stay in. Where are you at, Mr. Peeny Cohen? What's that?
I said, I'm trying to call him out. That shit's whack, bro. We were trying to have like intelligent conversations on here, and the dude be spitting nonsense. I'm not really cool with that. That's kind of why I was trying to start war with these fools. Like, we're trying to we're trying to change the world, man. We don't got time for that nonsense.
I'm not trying to change the world. The world is going to be what the world's going to be. I'm changing the world every day, so I don't know. Every single day. Absolute monarchy like Sparta. I don't know if Sparta was an absolute monarchy. I could be wrong. It could be. I don't know.
Yeah, in Greece there was I know. I thought Sparta was a direct democracy, not an absolute monarchy. I know in Greece there was a direct democracy. So I used to look that up back.
It was a constitutional monarchy.
Huh?
Constitutional monarchy.
Okay.
Yes, under Christian principles. Oh, here we go. My brother, what's up?
How are you doing today, my brother?
Good. We've discovered the infamous Peeny Cohen, and you are so right. Greatest.
You know what? I just came on here. I saw it. It's unbelievable. Great to see someone come to their senses on it.
Yeah, I know, man. I had no clue that Peeny Cohen was voted the number one regulator by the United Nations for 2,500 years. That's insane.
Right.
That's impressive.
It's simply an unbreakable record that is only accomplished by somebody as great as him, which is a level above all of us.
Exactly. And I love how they go.
Almost a god.
I know. And I mean, think about it, because he was born in 1950, but in the year 478, Peeny Cohen was the first elected top regulator by the United Nations. Like, how do you do that? How do you be born in 1950?
He's a time traveler, bro.
Yeah, and then
No, not a time traveler. What we have to understand about Mr. Cohen is that, he's essentially like when you will go to Egypt, you will see the writings on the wall. They will elect him in 458, whatever the year is, I'm not coming up with it. This is just factual. And they will keep giving him the award because they know that he is undeniably the greatest.
Yeah, I mean, there's no achievement that Petey Cohen doesn't have.
Does he have a long dong?
Oh my God, no, that. Who cares about that?
they drew it on the Egyptian walls, like.
But listen, my brother, I have to go for now. But it was great to speak with you. I really respect what you're doing here.
Oh my God! So you don't like to be on the conversation long if we like Petey Cohen?
What do you mean?
You know what I mean. You little sneaky troll.
No, I'm saying I love the
What does Petey Cohen have to say about Alec Jones running in 2024 and
Yeah, tell
all
us.
these other issues?
Tell us what Petey.
You know what? I'm not sure yet. Maybe I will come back later tonight. I'll get the papers ready. I'll have all of it on Mr. Petey Cohen. But it was great to speak with you guys.
Yep, peace.
All right.
Wow, we've just deflected a troll. That's awesome. We just trolled the troll.
That was anticlimactic.
It was. He's just like, or maybe he's trolling us for no reaction. What is the purpose of this? Well, we have many of topics here. In the Petey Cohen one, there's this big group of people who go around trolling people's streams about Petey Cohen. So we just wanted to enlighten everybody on who the real Petey Cohen is. He's a fraudster. He's not real. He's fake.
Yeah, it's really interesting. You know, and in fact, I was so busy today, but I was thinking last night, I was like, man, or this morning, I was like, man, I need to YouTube what this Petey Cohen shit is about, because there's got to be an explanation somewhere about this shit. I just didn't have a chance to look it up on YouTube.
Made him up, dude. That's what it comes out to be. Somebody.
Well, obviously, but there's probably some kind of someone probably has a take on it. You know.
We're the ones groundbreaking it right now. We're paving the way. Exactly. That's a joke, right? Of course it's a joke. Petey Cohen is fake. He's not real. There's a group of people that troll other lives, get a large amount of views talking about Petey Cohen. Andrew Tate promotes promiscuity for himself, but wants a good Christian woman from Romania. I know, it's very ironic, is it not? And then he also talks about Romania being like the most Christian nation in the world, but he's over there pimping out Romanian girls.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's very contradicting. That's funny. Yeah, it is very funny. I think that if you're talking about the Petey Cohen thing, I want to know how they formed the group. I want to know the history of the group.
Maybe it's like an actual cult, bro. Maybe these people actually think it's real.
That would be insane. Next thing you know, we're both going to get letters sent to our home.
And they all have the dog faces, their profile picture.
Yeah. So somebody said, I heard that that is not accurate, the pimping part. Okay, so I get it. He has webcam girls. You can say that's technically not pimping, but he's a digital pimp. Okay? He's a digital pimp.
Digital pimp?
So I get it.
Tap
Like,
the screen, y'all.
you know, his girls aren't going out doing anything physical. I get that. But
He's only pimping out these chicks in the metaverse, bro.
exactly. He's a metaverse pimp. Oh my God, Andrew Tate, the metaverse pimp.
You writing that shit down?
No. But that was great. That'll
be
great.
the next one.
That was great.
Andrew Tate's the metaverse pimp.
Yeah.
Dude, we need to make a fucking an NFT of Andrew Tate as a pimp for the metaverse.
Yeah, we shouldn't just talking about him is giving him more clout, which is what he kind of wants. But I think people should know Andrew Tate is not a good man to follow.
Yeah, you should follow us for real. Like, click the follow sign, tap the screen, punch your phone.
Yeah.
Punch the phone.
Dude, Mick, everybody loves the metaverse pimp, man.
Smash your phone.
Everybody loves the metaverse pimp. We should come up with a story. I don't know if we should promote it. I don't know. But the metaverse pimp, I like that. That was good.
So yeah, what do y'all think? Tap that screen. We need to get these likes up. We need some more people in here. I mean,
Tate
do
says
you have
things
any
I agree
other
with.
stories or whatever? The Ukraine thing. That's
No.
cool. Yeah.
Tate says things I agree with, but does things different. There's a word for that. Yeah, hypocrite. He's a hypocrite.
Hearts coming in.
We're
Give
getting
us your hearts.
Yes.
More hearts.
Chicken hearts are good.
You keep sending them. I'm gonna try and bite them. Does it actually look like to you that I'm biting them?
No, not at all.
Oh, really? Because on mine it looks like they're all coming up. On
No,
this
you
side.
just look like a fool.
That's hilarious.
You look like some crazy
They're
guy
going through
just
the roof, though.
chomping at the bit. Yeah, we're getting a bunch of likes right now, which is really cool. It does kind of to
Oh,
me.
eat them up. Eat them up.
Oh my
Give
god!
me your blood, people. Come on.
Whoa.
Let's do this.
Yeah, yeah. So
Well, because they're hearts, you know? Like, I'm like a vampire. I'm eating hearts. Like, I mean, I don't know. What do you want from me?
I don't know, man. I don't know. So we got
I
somebody.
don't know. I don't eat organs. You do that, man. You tell us what it's about. I have not had any raw organs before in my life.
Yeah, they're okay. Hey, what's going on?
What's going on, guys?
Not a whole lot, man.
So I'm reading your thing up here. Democracy sucks.
Yeah.
Monarch is the best form of government. What makes you say that?
Yeah, it's very simple. Less corruption in monarchies typically. They're the longest lasting governments pretty much in history as far as I'm aware. They can last for thousands of years. They're one of the oldest forms of government. Having one ruler and owner of the estate, which the people reside in, makes it so that way ideally, right, they can all become corrupt. So I get the whole argument that he can become a crazy, dictator. I get it. But we can make the same arguments for republics and democracies. But anyway, what I was going to say is that
what I was just going to address that. You're not just dealing with the king. You are also dealing with the king's court.
Yep.
And the lord over those lands. But go ahead.
Yes, I know. So I'm speaking generally here. So yes, it's obviously not just the king coming at you with his sword. But you have a more coherent society typically under a monarchy. And I would say too that the king has more of a duty to his people because his bloodline will be affected by his orders. And it's a very risky job being a king. Very risky. If you do the wrong things to piss off your people, you can lose your job very easily. People know who to point the finger at under monarchies. It's very hard to point the finger under a democracy or a republic because there's so many people involved in the spider web, from corporations to lobbyists to other politicians to there's so many other agendas going on under republics or democracies. Whereas a monarchy, there isn't really that many agendas going on. There's really only one agenda. Maybe there's some lords and the king's court can try to impose some other agendas, but ultimately the king is the one that is going to decide what's going to happen. So it's much harder to corrupt them. And the spider web of corruption is not as pervasive as it would be in a democracy.
Well, there's been a lot of scandalous things that have happened in monarchies.
Yep.
We both probably have to agree with that.
Yes.
Pretty scandalous. Okay.
Yeah.
But one thing I would like to point out as far as democracy versus monarchy or different dictatorships or whatever, when we started getting away from, how many centuries of monarchies have we had? Like
We've
all the way up to the 1600s, 1700s.
it could be even longer, actually. It could be. There's thousands of years a monarchy can last. Historically.
Yep. Right, but they started breaking apart around the 1700s.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. So how much development had taken place under a monarchy as far as like advancement in societies and technologies and things of that nature?
I think quite a bit. I think a lot, actually. I think there's a lot of history that's suppressed.
As much as we have had under the way that we're running now, which has been the last 200-300 years, we've had just about the same amount of leaps and bounds.
It's really hard to tell because you can see some images and from ancient societies where they have basically computers, like ancient societies where it looks like they have computers. They have some sort of smart, like a cell phone device. It's rumored that the Romans used the pyramids as some sort of telecommunication device. So we don't really know what kind of ancient technology we had or possessed. A lot of that is not known.
Well, being a pharaoh, I guess, would be a type of monarchy, absolutely. But you know, we back then we also had a few democracies. True.
I guess.
Greece.
I guess, yeah. Well, was Greece a democracy or was it a republic?
Yeah, I thought Greece was a direct democracy, wasn't it? Wasn't there a direct democracy?
We're not actually a democracy. We're actually a constitutional republic.
Right.
But I'm saying
You know
back
that,
in
right?
the day, I swear
Yes.
there was like a direct democracy country that was like Greece or something.
Yeah, it was. They were the first.
That's
But
news
as
to
far
me.
as the advancements go, if you don't agree with the amount of advancements under the type of governments we have now versus what we had prior to this, you're being dishonest.
No, I'm
I mean,
not. I'm being
for
very.
the last 200 years, we've been like speed.
Yeah. No, what I'm saying is I'm being very honest in my assessment. I'm saying that we don't actually know. I'm saying that there's a lot of suppressed history. There's a lot of theories to indicate that they had a lot of advanced technology that we have nothing to know, that we don't know about. There's actually arguments that they
the
were.
Library of Alexandria was burnt down, you know.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's a lot of knowledge lost there, and
Right. So I mean, we don't
it's kinda hard
know.
to know what the technology was,
But there was also a lot of knowledge that was passed on from kingdom to kingdom. In fact, I don't know if you know this, but there's actually letters from Pontius Pilate to Herod, who is the tetrarch of the north in Judea, in the British National Museum that was taken over by the Ottoman Empire all the way back until we get to the British Empire. And then now the British has it, and that's in there. So there are some documents that have made it through.
Yeah.
Okay. Not everything's been erased.
I know that's not my point. I never said everything's been erased.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never made that point. Yeah, that was never a claim of mine. I'm just saying that there's a lot of things that we don't know about history. I'm a big history buff myself. That's what I majored in college and everything. So there's a lot of things that we just don't know, that we can't know. We can theorize, we can hypothesize on certain things. And one of the most popular theories that are arising right now is about ancient technology. I mean, why was it that the ancient philosophers were talking about transhumanism? They were literally talking about merging with a machine. Where do they have the idea of merging with machines? How do they have that idea? That's pretty interesting. So it could be an indication that they had some type of computer.
So out of all these graves that we've robbed over the centuries and centuries, we haven't come up with one of these machines you're talking about.
You don't know that. You don't know that. We haven't. Once again, there's a lot of things that are suppressed. I mean, for instance, there's allegedly
suppression, like giants.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
exactly.
Is one of them. I understand that, and I understand a lot of the theories. I understand that there was actually on a boat that they found in the bottom of the ocean, a little mechanism would have been the first computer that they found from the old time. I get it. It used to navigate the stars and things. I understand all that. Okay, but those were all those machines. I'm sorry.
So basically, I think you're trying to get at is that like democracy has bettered us more than monarchy because of all the advancements we've had.
That's part of it.
Yeah. I mean, I love America. I somewhat tend to agree more with democracy just because this is where I live and stuff like that. I know it's not perfect. We have a lot of problems.
It doesn't even have to be.
And I do think that democracy was like an advancement, like an evolution in the government process or some shit. Like, like the world as history advances, humans try new shit. And democracy was, one of the new things they tried. Although I guess in the past it was tried before. And
yeah, so I will say that this idea of progress, I find is also nonsense because I come from I don't know if you would classify it as philosophical or theological because I do get it from the Bible, but that is, there's nothing new under the sun. There's nothing new under the sun. I truly believe that. Yeah, so I truly believe that. So therefore, if there's nothing new under the sun, can there truly be progress? Or are we just repeating another pattern?
I agree with that quote. That quote's from the Bible. There's nothing new under the sun.
Yeah.
Like, who's it from? Who said it?
I don't.
Just like a quote from God
it's in some
shit
passage. You'd have to look it up. I don't know exactly where it's from.
Okay.
God said it.
God said it to one of the disciples, and they wrote it down or something.
Right.
Okay.
100%.
I mean, I agree with that. Because energy can't be created or destroyed supposedly, and it just seems to make sense the most, I guess.
The progression from when we look backwards, okay. I do know that for a very long time we were a horse and buggy. We were under a rule that if you were blackballed by the king because of how you thought or what you said, you're done.
That's the same way in today's society, though. It is. Look at Alex Jones. He can't talk about what happened at a school.
I'm talking about the average guy. I'm not talking about somebody who's put themselves out in front of millions and millions of people.
Yeah, the average guy, I guarantee you,
guy.
The average guy talking in his home could complain about the king. His wife wasn't going to turn him in. Now, if the average guy was trying to start a rebellion,
road and talks to the neighbor.
Well, I mean, you would probably have to be tactful, yes, and I don't find anything bad with that. I don't. I think that we shouldn't be criticizing our governments and talking about how they should be overthrown or any of that stuff. I think governments are sanctioned by God, and we should do our best to preserve them.
No, we're not even talking about them getting overthrown or whatever. We're just talking about just saying the bad things that they've done. We're not even talking about that. Like, so do you think that?
Well, no, it's okay. It's okay that we're going down this road. This is a good road to go down. I don't know why this is a bad thing.
You're censoring my thoughts.
No, I can't. I can't censor your thoughts. Literally, you can't. You can think what you want to think.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Let me be the mediator. So you're saying that you don't think that people should question or talk about question their government? Like, you think that that's okay that they were offing people back in medieval times just for questioning their government, or what? Like, if they went down and talked to their neighbor and said, hey, this new tax is bullshit, and then they get their head chopped off, you think that's okay?
No. So what I'm saying is, I don't think that you should be promoting a government that allows for dissent of the government. I am for keeping order.
You shouldn't promote a government that allows its people to dissent?
No, I don't. I don't think so. No, because then that just leads you into nonsense.
Well, I mean, then right now, if we lived in that government right now, we would not be allowed to talk right now at all. Like, we wouldn't.
Yeah,
be doing
we
this
would.
right now.
I mean, I'm not talking poorly of the United States at the moment.
You wouldn't be able to talk the way we're talking openly right now on the internet because they would show up tomorrow. The King's Guard would show up tomorrow. And
no, that's not true. I think
friends.
there's a false understanding of that. I mean, you can go to like Saudi Arabia and they're pretty strict on what you can say.
But just giving them the option to be allowed to do that is bullshit.
I don't think so.
Like then they get to decide.
No, it's a logical. So it's a logical chain of order. So if you look at your household, my children, they're not allowed to, they're just now learning to speak. But no, this is what I'm saying. So it's all fractal, man. So like the family makes the nation. And so you and your household, you determine what can be said and what can't be said. I can't come into your house, Mick, and start teaching your kids about Satanism. Not that I would, but you wouldn't allow that. You'd be like, get the fuck out of here, dude. What are you doing? Right? You'd be like, no, I have grounds to like do things to you for doing that.
Yeah, I get
so,
it. We're talking about
so I know. So extrapolate it. So extrapolate it out. That's what I'm saying.
But we're talking about you just talking to your neighbor. You talking to someone and passing by.
Yes, so you guys are exaggerating it is what I'm saying. I know you guys are exaggerating it is what I'm saying. That's not typically how it ran. Because it's not, because you guys are exaggerating history. Because it's not how it went. Not if somebody was saying, man, I really disagreed with what the king did the other day. And then, King's Court's coming at your door. You guys have fantasies of like the SS soldiers and like communism.
I mean, I don't know what it was like. I'm just saying what this dude was saying. I don't know. I haven't heard the history, read the history and shit. Like, but it sounds like it's possible.
And the king has to listen to his people.
The form of government that you were talking about when you were talking about your house, okay? You don't expect your kids to go anywhere. I get that, okay? But somebody that does get into that position, where does he get to go to get away from this heavy burden government that is on his back? Where does he
go to another government. Go to a government that you would prefer.
And that's how we ended up with the United States of America.
And the United States was founded by a bunch of Freemasons who were godless. Yeah, we were Freemasons, bro.
We had a bunch of Quakers.
Freemasons,
bro.
Freemasons, dude.
The Quakers were like the Puritans, the Quakers.
But they weren't the founders. They weren't the founders.
Neither of you really know. You've done research and you guys have thoughts and ideas. I mean, we all really don't know. I mean, when it comes down.
No, you're 100% right.
Let's keep it civil.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right.
I got a better form of government for you.
What's that?
Let's hear it.
This is based on capitalism. Okay. See, and this solves all of our problems that we have here. All of them. Small government, extremely small. Okay. And the laws would be like, okay, you can only make so much money. Like, let's set the bar at 10 million, because your life and my life is worth the same. You deserve a certain amount of resources on this earth, correct? I deserve the same amount, and so does the next guy. But you need to earn it, okay? And we're all kind of working together to capitalize off these resources here on this planet.
Okay? So do you have to earn?
We set that cap at 10 million. Let's say 50 million, okay? And then when you get close to that 50 million, the government sends you a letter and says, hey, you're at your cap here. You're going to have to take your money and pay your employees more money, or give it away to charity, or give it to your mom, or give it to your brother. You can't go over $50 million. And what that does is that allows people to have enough money. First off, the greed goes away, because if you go over the 50 million, you become a blight on society. You're taking more than your share, right? So then they take you out back and they do what they did in the old evil times, and they lop your head off, okay? Or they could just make you homeless, one or the other. It don't matter to me. Then all of a sudden, once everybody can make their own money, enough money to live, your single mothers would be able to afford to raise their children. You have fathers who right now are only taking home $150 because of child support can now afford to pay child support. All the politicians, they can't go over 50 million. How many politicians can be bought off? None. Zero. It solves all the problems.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It's the
So
greed.
there's a lot
It's
of
the greed of all these big companies.
no, there's a lot of inconsistencies in your thinking here. So first off, if you have a small government, how are you going to enforce on a massive population the cap?
Yeah, that's a good
Replace the
question.
whole IRS.
Yeah, so
Replace the
but
whole
they're small,
IRS
but they're a small
altogether
government.
with that.
But it's a small government. So how big is the government compared?
Yeah.
What's the ratio compared to the people?
Yeah, I mean that's a huge regulation. Small government means less regulations.
To look and see how much somebody is worth, all that would be done at the local level.
But then if there's more people and there's more wealthy people, well, then they would just not go for that to begin with. If the government's weak, I mean, if the government's small, it's effectively weaker.
But it's only one guy. It's not like you're fighting an army. It's one guy.
There's a lot of millionaires in the United States. There's a lot of multimillionaires. And they can
Okay,
afford
yeah.
armies.
They're not all going to go over the cap all at once. It's going to be one guy you're going after.
And that's
Well,
well then also there's another
How does this?
Well,
how
well,
does
hang
this
on,
work
hang on,
with
hang
the
on, Mick.
hyperinflation situation?
hang on. Before we start, there's another inconsistency in this.
That's called hyperinflation.
You said that you have things that you deserve, but you have to earn them. If you deserve them, why do you have to earn them?
Yeah.
How do you? How does that make
You have to
sense?
go out and work.
Do you deserve? So do you deserve the right to live?
According to the UN Charter, absolutely not. That is not.
No. Who
that is
cares
not a
about the
basic
UN
human right.
Charter? Who cares about the UN Charter? I'm asking you. Do you deserve the right to live?
Okay. Well, let me ask you a question. Do I have a bomb strapped on me, getting ready to blow everybody up?
No.
Then
Why
I
are you
don't.
avoiding my question? Because
What are
you
you
know.
talking about?
Do you deserve the right to live as a human being? Do you deserve the right to live?
Tap the screen, y'all.
You
It-
right
it
now.
all- It all depends.
No, stop
It
it.
all
You
depends
right
on
now.
what
You right
It all
now.
depends on the context. It all depends on the context that you're talking.
So then all
In
your
my
de-
current
all,
state, you know,
so
I have-
so
I
then
have
so
the
then
right
we
to-
deserve nothing. If we don't get the guaranteed right to live, then we deserve nothing.
Listen, you didn't hear me because you were trying to talk over the top of me. That's the whole thing. I said yes. In my current state, yes, I have the right to live where I am and what I'm doing. Yes, I have
Boom.
the right to live.
Awesome. There, do you have to
If
earn
I
your
was
right to
do
live?
something or threaten somebody, then no, I don't have the right to live.
What are you then? How are you earning your right to live?
Do I?
You said that there are things that you deserve, but you have to earn them. So if you deserve the right to live, how do you earn your right to live? Those are contradictory things. If you deserve something,
No.
it's
I
not
didn't
that
say
you have to
you're
earn
earning
them.
your right to live. You're already living.
No. You're
Right.
the one that said that you deserve certain things as a human, right? But
Certain
then,
resources. He's
yes.
saying like
yeah, I know what he's
provide the
saying. I know what he's
resources of-
saying.
I said resources.
I know what you're saying, and your life is a resource, by the way. Your body, your life is a resource. It's the best resource a human can have. Fact, you
That's
can't do
great.
shit without it. So if you're saying that you deserve things, but you have to earn those things you deserve, then they're not deserved.
Dang mosquitoes.
That's wrong. That's wrong. That's not what I was saying.
I can say that I
You're trying
deserve
to
my
twist it.
computer. No, I'm not. I'm just going with the logical conclusion.
You were born into this world. You were born into this world, right? And as you're born, you now have the right to live. And because you are here, a certain amount of the resources on this planet belong to you.
What belongs to you?
The resources.
What
Part of
resources?
a small
Yeah,
piece. Because there's,
I think
because there's
basically
billions
what
of
he's
people.
saying is there's plenty of resources on this planet, and we all should be able to share them and gather them. And you're just trying to think of a government, like a form of government that would like make sure everybody equally is able to like live and shit.
And
I
get
mean-
there and be able to progress forward and and grow that.
I don't see what the problem is. Like $50 million playing for me. I mean, I don't think it's like, I'm not going to say it's like the ideal thing. You know, I have to think about it more. There's definitely probably flaws in it. But
You need a very authoritarian government to implement that, by the way.
yeah, you would need a very authoritarian government. Like if you speak out against the government, they might not let you get to that 50 million point. You know what I'm saying?
But as far as your hyperinflation, okay, so the reason we have hyperinflation, meanwhile, you have, on one hand, we have hyperinflation.
Wait, the reason we have it now, or we would have it?
Well, no. Why we have it now? Because, right now we have it because the price of goods go up because...
Well, before we get into the rabbit hole of inflation,
Surprising.
Explain how inflation would work in your form of government.
There wouldn't be any, and this is why. Okay, because as you pay your people so much money, okay, and the cost of those goods go up because of the whole the supply chain and how much it costs to pay all these people all the way across the line. It doesn't matter as much because you can only get to that 50 million cap. Okay, so if you paid this guy a little extra money or a little bit more money, it doesn't really matter on the price of goods because the profit doesn't really matter in your pocket because eventually you're going to hit that 50 million. Okay, it might take you an extra. You might be 26 when you start your business, and you might be 36 when you have 50 million, right? So it might take you an extra year because you.
It seems like in your model, your 50 million model, the government wouldn't even be able to print money because then they would have more than $50 million. Like they would just if they're printing trillions, it would have to if everybody's only allowed to have $50 million, then there couldn't be more than that, or the government would have to own some, or they're allowed to have more in a reserve somewhere. How would that work? If everybody in the world is only allowed to have 50 million, then you would just multiply the number of people. Does that count for children or what? I mean, I know this is a crazy thing we're going down, but
it is. But so let's say we have an excess of money, right? So then we would burn off that money that we don't need, okay? And then what that would do to the dollar itself would be.
What do you mean by burning it off, though? What would you do would you literally burn it, or what would you do?
What do you mean, what would I do?
You said burn it off. So what do you mean?
Yeah. Okay, so let's say everybody's got people are at their $50 million, okay? And there's, let's say, 20 trillion left in the bank that nobody can claim because everybody in the U.S. has got 50 million, okay? You take that money and you literally throw some gasoline on it and you burn it. And then it becomes more scarce.
Then the dollar is more scarce. Yeah, I mean
that's exactly what they do when they print the money. What are you smiling about, for real? All I'm doing is the reverse of what they do.
Well, that's not true. I mean, really what makes money valueless is if you expand the money, it could be a bad thing, but people have to spend the money in order for it to be.
It's a pretty interesting thought, dude. I mean,
I think it's silly. It's never going to happen. It's a silly idea.
It's never. I don't think. Well, you never know, dude. Because if we go into this digital currency shit, this might be the way, bro. They might limit us to it. They might cap us off.
I mean, yeah. It's.
You can. They got the NFL teams have a cap. They might put a fucking cap on us, bro. That's what they want. That's what the liberals are trying to do.
Yeah, no, I don't think that there will be any of that. I think these are pie-in-the-sky ideas. They're not very practical.
Well, because you can still have your X, though. I mean, you could have your 50,000.
I did sit in a room today with 6 people from the DNC here on TikTok, and we did talk. We did say that, and they were all like, "Yeah, that sounds great." True story.
Yeah, well, I mean, if the DNC agrees with it, I probably should not agree with it. They're very corrupt.
What do you think? What are your thoughts on crypto, Chris Brown? By the way, you look like the other Chris Brown I know.
Do I? What do I think about crypto? I'm actually heavily invested in cryptocurrency.
Which one?
Well, I have quite a bit of SafeGem, which is my. I hope that thing hits the moon. Okay. But I'm also in Tron. I'm also in. Let's see. Do you know what Wink is? Win token.
No.
Wink.org. It's a casino. I'm big into that. I have a lot of staked on there, so I get money from that casino.
Is that like a video game on your phone or some shit, or is it a real casino?
No, it's a digital casino.
On your phone then?
Yeah. Or well,
Okay.
you might be able to do it on your phone, but I do all my banking and stuff on my computer. That's all I do on it. Let's see. Let's see. I like Baby Doge. I think I missed the mark on Doge. I believe that. Do what?
Why do you say you missed the mark on Doge? Like you don't think it's down enough now?
No, I think that Baby Doge has far more room to move. Feg token.
Have you heard of?
They were hacked.
Have you heard of Hex?
Huh?
Have you heard of Hex?
Yeah,
You don't like it?
it's all right. I mean, in the beginning, there was a lot of FOMO as far as it was going to be drugable, but it ended up being a pretty decent project.
Pretty decent. They haven't had any downtime, and they've been around for 1,000 days almost.
And it's not a project; it is finished.
Yeah, like I said, pretty decent. I think the biggest hyped project is probably XRP. It's not even a decentralized currency.
So there's thousands of coins. It's really interesting. I mean, you seem pretty sold on the ones you're in. I'm very skeptical on crypto. I personally bought into Hex pretty much because of this dude. He got me hip to it, and it just seems like the best one in my opinion. And I didn't want to miss out.
Well,
I waited until the crash, and I got in. And, I just don't want to be missing out on an opportunity and shit, you know what I'm saying? So, but I'm pretty skeptical on crypto in general. But I do think, there's money to be made.
You shouldn't be skeptical on it. I mean, it's a real thing. The technology behind it. And some of these projects are some really awesome projects. One of the projects early on when I was getting into it would have been, NPXS, PundyX. You guys know PundyX?
No.
So anyway, PundyX has some really awesome technology. They have a blockchain phone where they run their phone calls through the blockchain. It splits up. It's like the ultimate. It's the ultimate security, or as far as you might be able to get a piece of the conversation, but you can't possibly ever get all of the conversation. They also have over in India, they're using it to run transactions on their own POS system. You can pay with cryptocurrency, or it can transfer. You can use Visa or MasterCard or whatever, but you can also pay with cryptocurrencies in India on it. That was a great project, but then when they finally started able to stake it, guess who can't stake on PundyX? United States. So I sold it. I'm big into dividends. Let your money make your money. So.
Well, that's what Hex is all about, right?
Yep. Absolutely. I did the Hex thing for a while. I also did the BitTorrent thing for a while. I had bought a server, or I had set up a server, and I had downloaded a bunch of torrents, and then I was just letting torrents flow out, and I was making passive income, letting people download from my server.
Make sure you guys tap the screen. Let's get to 1,000. We're like 12 likes away, people. Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know. I just kind of just threw the whole crypto thing out there, because I know you were talking about like money and the government. So
big into crypto. In fact, on most of my chat. In fact, I think I might even have my Discord one as Crypto King.
Right on.
If I told you how much, you would be like, bullshit. True story.
Right on, man.
Well, make sure, if you give us a follow, man, if you like us. And, yeah, man, we're MOT. This is MOT News we're on. I'm MOT Today. We have multiple accounts. Basically, we're MOT Media. I don't know if you knew this, but MOT means Minds of Tomorrow. We're MOT Media. So we're a media company, man, and we're trying to spread the good word, give alternate opinions on shit. We have MOT Sports. We even talk about sports. So yeah,
this right here, this thing up here, it's a good way of hooking people in and talking with people. Just so you know.
That's why we do it.
That's how the DNC got me.
Yeah.
They had something up there, and I was like, oh, that's bullshit. And I went in there, and it started off with one person, right? And then two showed up, and then three showed up.
About the coin or something? Or
no, DNC.
No, the DNC, the
Democratic National Convention.
Democratic Commission, whatever they're called. And then finally there were five on me, just me. It was terrible.
Yeah.
Right on, man. Well, thank you for coming up. It's been a pleasure speaking with you.
Likewise.
All right, man. Take care.
Yeah, man. You have a good night, bro. Peace.
So, yeah, this has been a good stream.
Yeah, I don't really have anything else unless you do.
No, I do not.
Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for getting us above 1,000 likes, man. Keep tapping that screen if you guys are still there, and make sure you tune in every day because we make we make content every single day.
Pretty much,
so
yeah.
Check out all the platforms. We're on pretty much everything.
So, all right, guys, that's going to be it for tonight. We'll see you tomorrow. Much love. Peace.
Peace.